Yeah, I believe you are wondering why I choose to caption this video this way. But I promise you, by the time you finish watching this video, you understand why I choose to use this caption. Mind you, these two videos you are seeing on my screen, they were done by people from the north. Yeah, they are northerners ladies. Yes, they are women. So they can't be that biased to themselves, to the region they came from. So they are speaking nothing but the truth. First of all, let's watch this video. I don't want to talk much. Watch this video now.
Arewa people are backwards, Arewa people are illiterates, Arewa people are poor, and Arewa people have a regressive mindset. Now, if this statement upsets you because you feel like we're roping the 10% into this generalization, rather than the fact that this is actually true for 90% of the Arewa population, then you're also part of the problem. The educated illiterates, like I like to call them, these are people that feel like we must protect or defend Arewa's reputation or image at any cost, whatever that means. Because, the world sees us exactly for who we are. We have the highest number of out of school children in the world. In the world, like the entire globe, the entire earth. We have the highest number of out of school children in the world. And Nigeria is on that list because of Arewa. Do not play that mental gymnastics with me. We all know that Nigeria is on that list because of Arewa. India has a population of 1.5 billion people. Nigeria has a population of less than 300 million people. But somehow, Arewa region has more out of school children than in India. Do you realize how crazy with this? Nigeria, with just less than 20% of India's population, we have managed to take that trophy home, that we have the highest number of out of school children in the world. Higher than India. India would, I don't know if, when I learned it wrecked me, to be honest. Because what do you mean they have a 1.5 billion population, we have a 300 million population, and we have more out of school children than them? They're like times 5 plus number of us, but somehow we have taken that trophy home. And we all know that we're there because of Arewa. So the educated illiterates, that are this Arewa pride, come on. It is true. Honestly, it is true. Now is not the time to defend Arewa. Now is the time to realize that something is actually wrong. Something has been wrong for a very long while. And the only way to fix or correct it is by acknowledging that something is clearly wrong. No matter whatever the intentions of people that point this out is, we cannot ignore the fact that it's the truth. I remembered someone that we were casually having a conversation, and he said something along the lines of, the North remembers. And I was like, what do you mean by the North remembers? She's like, oh, we're powerful, we're united. I was like, we're not. We're hungry and we're vulnerable. If you give people rice, they will do whatever for it. If you give them food or money, they will do whatever for it. Because we're hungry, we're vulnerable. So this image in your head that you've created, that we're this united force, we are not. We're plagued by insecurity, plagued by hunger, plagued by, by poverty and illiteracy. Okay, let me calm down. Another thing is we have a morality problem, like, right? If you want to outrage Arewa people, and this is a proof of our illiteracy, right? If you want to outrage Arewa people, let a woman show skin or hair. That is what will get the most outrage. Not people killing people, not people kidnapping people, not people stealing public funds. Nothing like that. If you want Arewa to be outraged, do something that is morality related. Gossip, all these things. This is what outrage Arewa. I think there was mass weddings that happened in like three states. Let's say from last year to now or more. I don't actually remember, but nothing from the people, nothing from the people. But an actress came out last month, was it, or whatever, to say that she's not going to get married or something along the lines of that. And all of a sudden, people are outraged. I've blocked more than 20 people that came to my FYP because I don't like listening to fools. So when I see that, I just block you because I don't have the patience to listen to you. Like, what do you mean an actress' opinion on whether she wants to get married or not is what gets you outraged? What do you mean that is what gets you upset? I don't even want to talk about the other scandals because I do not even want to acknowledge that they exist. But I know that they exist. I know there's so many causes that we've tried, people have tried all over, to raise awareness on, to get people to talk about it, to get people to demand justice, and nothing will be done about it. Okay, let me move on. Now, if we, and the reason you're upset about this, Arewa illiterate stuff is because it's true. No matter how hurtful it sounds, it is true. There is no denying that we're backward, we're regressive, we're poor, and we're illiterates. And just because you feel like, you and your family, because I used to do this thing, when I was young, and I used to defend Arewa because I feel like all my family members are educated. When I say all, I mean all my family members are educated. All my family members are privileged to, like, you can understand English. You're part of the privileged population. You went to school. You're part of the privileged, population. So I used to think that, like, my family are Arewa. So when you say statements like that, I used to feel like, oh, that is so wrong because we're not like that. But then I realized we're just like, 10% of the population? We're the minority. The vast majority of the Arewa people are on the streets begging or doing stuff like that. You know, so just because your family and friends do not represent the Arewa population, just because you feel like everybody in your family is educated, everybody in your family is privileged, everybody in your family has a decent job or is making a decent living, does not mean that that is the reality for the Arewa. If 9 out of 10 people in your house are doctors, and you say that my family are doctors, would that be a wrong statement? Of course, the most correct statement is going to be most of my family members. But if 9 out of 10, if you use the 9 to represent the 10 people, would that be wrong? It would not. And that is the exact situation we're here in Arewa. Arewa is illiterate. Arewa is illiterate. I'm part of Arewa, and I'm saying Arewa is illiterate. Because 1% or 10% of the population does not mean, that Arewa is not going through whatever it is that it's going through. And again, why don't you try these generalizations with other people, other countries, other regions, and you would see if they would react the same way. Because it's not true, honestly. Why don't you say the Chinese are underdeveloped or whatever? Nobody's going to get upset because it's just not true. So you're upset, you're angry because it is true. All right. And another thing is, not everything is an attack. Honestly, not everything that comes from someone has to be an attack. It hurts you because it is the truth.
You are welcome back. I believe you are shocked. Now let's watch this other video.
Hello Nigerians, I want to remind you today as a Nigerian, as an Arewa girl, okay? If you want Nigeria to get better, if you want change in Nigeria, change must start from the northern Nigeria. Change must start from the northern Nigeria. Northern Nigeria is the manufacturer of the core problem we have in the country today. If you want to argue with me, please show me in the southern Nigeria where they bring up irresponsible children like the Almajirinchi children. Show me governors' wives who are budgeting billions of funds in the southern Nigeria to host a mass wedding. Show me one place in the southern Nigeria where they are pardoning criminals, hardcore criminals like terrorists. Before you come and argue with me senselessly. Anyway, an average Arewa person no get sense, so I will not really argue with you people. Show me in the northern Nigeria, in the northern Nigeria currently, poverty rate here is 70% as of 2026. In the southern Nigeria, 30%. Okay. According to UNICEF, in 2020, there are according to UNICEF, in 2026, there are 20 million out of school children in the entire Nigeria. 80% of this 20 million is from the northern part of Nigeria. What is 80% of 20 million? 60 million. All the T groups we have in the country, they all started, we have more T group. Let's even say IPOP groups are T group. Only one T group in southern Nigeria. We have how many T groups in the northern Nigeria? We have Lakurawa, we have ISWAP, we have Boko Haram, we have all these hardcore criminals. They are from the northern Nigeria. Is Islamic extremism now from northern Nigeria? You could see that one. In fact, this Islamic extremism is even why we have hardcore criminals in the first place in the country. Lastly, if you have made the video so far, I want to tell you all that malaria and cancer, both of them are sickness, but their magnitude, their effect are totally different. Okay, bye.
Finally, you are welcome back. Now, at this point, I think you don't need anybody to convince you or confuse you that indeed the northern part of this region or this country is our problem, is the problem of Nigeria. So how do we solve it? The truth is that if you look well properly again, you find out that the northern people and the southern people, even the west and the east, they don't look alike. They don't behave the same, don't think the same. All this unity in diversity is not going to work. So what I'm advocating here properly is actually to share. They suit themselves. I'm not trying to say everybody dead. everybody there are bad, just like what the other lady said. Are you getting it? So to me, the best solution into this thing is to share, because we can't see one Nigeria cannot survive at this point in time. There's no way. If you like make Peter Obi come, do what he won't do. 8 years complete. Once you cannot have any other Peter Obi again, you don't finish.